Looking for Danny. Have you seen him? Danny from Fame? It takes us some serious sweet talking and a threat that'll get my wiener out and streak the pitch before they give us the go-ahead. Can we make the announcement, David?
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Thank you so much.
Your attention, please. If Danny from Fame is in the stadium, would you please report to the Angel team store on the field level behind home plate? Again, Danny from Fame, if you are in the stadium, please report to the Angel team store on the field level behind home plate. Thank you.
David, I cannot thank you enough.
All right, hope you find him.
This is team store? Great. Assuming he's turned up for the game, all I can do now is pray he's not hard of hearing. Danny, you're killing me. Oh, Danny, please.
Wait. Who's that?
Where? Which one, where? Just when I think my big foam finger is going where the sun don't shine, we spot him. I think that is him. I think we got him. Carlo Imperato. Carlo Imperato. You're Carlo Imperato?
Yes, I am.
I love you!
How are you?
Oh my goodness, Carlo! My name is Justin Lee Collins. I've come.
to meet you, Justin.
Nice to meet you, Carlo. I've come all the way from the UK. I'm making a show called Bring Back Fame. You were Danny. You sang Friday Night Is Going to Be All Right.
That's right.
You were a big star in that show. And I just wondered, I've come all this way to try and track you down and talk to you. Would you agree to maybe have a sit down and a talk with me about your years on Fame and possibly come to a Fame reunion that I'm trying to put on?
You know something? I think that would be great.
Are you serious?
I absolutely do. I accept.
Danny from Fame, everybody, come on!
Hey, what do you say? Me and you will go out, have some dinner, maybe a movie.
Carlo was Fame's funny guy who had the luckiest job in TV, copping off with every girl in sight, even Janet Jackson.
You know, you really make a great Romeo.
But despite bringing so much enthusiasm to his role as a ladies' man, it's hard to believe he never actually wanted to play Danny in the first place.
I remember reading the audition piece wrong in my hotel room the night before on purpose. I did not want the role. I did not want it. I did not want to be in California. The following day, there was another kid who was up for the role. And I walked over to him and put my hand out and said, hi, how are you? My name is Carlo. And he looked at me and he turned his head and he did not shake my hand. And at that point, I said, I'm either going to get the part or I'm going to wind up getting into a fight with this kid.
Yeah, you feel better?
I always feel better when I hear good news.
Well, let me know how this feels.
Danny!
Playing the part of mischievous Danny, Carlo often found himself getting into scrapes, particularly with one Leroy Johnson.
Danny!
But off-screen, his relationship with Gene Anthony Ray was the total opposite.
We were the two guys that really leaned on each other, that really were the rock for each other. And he was the greatest guy in the world to be with, no doubt about it. He'd walk into a room and that was it. I mean, he was nuts. And people saw that, he had no, there was no restrictions on him, what he wanted to do, he did. Unfortunately, it wasn't always the best decisions that he made.
What was his downfall, do you think? Was it he didn't have the support? Was it his upbringing?
Justin, that sounds like you know him pretty well. That was pretty much it. He made me cry thinking about him. I mean, it's his show. It was his.
By Series 3, the original writers were dumped and Danny was landed some seriously rubbish storylines.
Oh, you gotta get me to a doctor.
Danny, you're scaring me. What's wrong?
I'm sick, Schwartz. I'm real sick.
This one saw him diagnosed with leukemia at the beginning of the episode. But his pals gathered round and had a sing-song.
I'm gonna be okay. I really am. So help me God.
And he made a miraculous recovery by the end of the programme.
So help him, God.
Come on in, he's on down the road.
Just in time for a show tune.
He's on down the road.
We didn't buy these ridiculous stories, and nor did the BBC. They cancelled Fame, and the last two series disappeared onto cable.
I mean, it's not all, about jumping on cars and everything's great and dancing and, everything, it's good, everything's good. But I think Fame was losing the concept that was that was intentionally created for it, and that was to be real.
Even the avid fans who loyally switched channels soon deserted the show in droves, because the plots went from bad to even worse.
Never be. I know that.
There were assassination attempts, warbling ghosts,
Got any questions? No, sir. I got all the answers.
and weird game shows.
It's cheap. It's trashy.
Even Sherwood was given some right howlers. One saw her writing filthy novels.
Congratulations. I think we've got a real winner there. Do you?
This is common in Hollywood. They'll get really great producers to start a show. And then when they feel the show is kind of started, then they'll fire them and get other people in who are cheaper. It's a business. I learned that.
I've come to understand the reasons for Fame's success and its downfall, and I'm intrigued by how Leroy suffered an eerily similar fate. I can't hear his side of things now, but I've managed to find someone who knew him best of all, his mum, Jean. She's never done an interview on television before, and I'm hoping she'll shed extra light on her son's story.
He was born feet first, so I said he was born to dance. And I used to take him into the bars with me at the age of 1 and 2. And the music would be playing, and he would just start to move in his little self. And people used to notice that. And we called him Tony. Tony, will you dance with the people? In a heartbeat, put that quarter in that machine, and off you went.
How did you feel about your son leaving New York to come to California to star in this TV show?
Well, I don't know. I let him go. He wanted to do it, so I let him go. Years later, I regretted it. Tony was a wild child when he got out of here. This is like the wolf that eats the sheep, this Hollywood life. I mean, like it'll swallow you up whole if you let it.
What was happening with you during that period?
Well, I was doing what I was doing all along. I was into the drug scene. Not using, selling.
In 1983, Jean's mum was convicted of dealing cocaine and heroin and sentenced to 15 years in prison.
What effect do you think that had on him?
Very negative effect.
Do you think that's when his own issues with drink and drugs kind of escalated?
I wouldn't be so naive as to say it didn't make it worse. This is his mother, after all. The strong individual in his life, all his life.
Do you hold anybody responsible for what was happening to Jean during that period?
Me? Who could be responsible? Nobody but me. Me and himself. He made the decision. You have to abide by the decisions you make in life, just like his mom did. You have to pay.
With my reunion just around the corner, there's still one person I'm desperate to get. Debbie Allen. According to the rest of the cast, she was a total plum crusher.
She could be tough, no doubt about it. You know, it's not all strawberries and cheesecake.
She would get in your face. It's that kind of person.
She was strict. She grew up in the ballet world. Just get it.
I have to meet this woman, but finding her has been virtually impossible.
Is Miss D not here at the moment, though?
I've been back and forth to her dance school.
Are any of you Debbie Allen by any chance?
Tried to poke her on Facebook.
Something like that. Dan Aykroyd.
And even looked for a private home address on the LA Star map.
Alan Steve. It's the wrong Alan. Who's Steve Allen?
My street jam will be doomed without Fame's leading lady. If I can't have her, I may as well just throw away my leg warmers for good. But just when I think it's time to give up on my mission, I strike it lucky.
Drive, Sammy!
After some furious late-night phone action to all the cast members, Valerie Landsburg, aka Doris, agrees to give me a helping hand.